Hi everyone, a very good morning to one and all, and a warm welcome to all of the listeners of this video. And today, in this session, we are going to discuss the topic of how to insert images into an into a web page, and at the same time, if time exists, then we can see the different types of list in HTML. So before going to the today's session, let us revise a few points from the last session. In the previous session, we have seen about how to create links in web pages. We have already seen one example. I think not one example, a couple of examples also we have already seen in the last class. So let us remember all those points which are related to creation of links. So when we want to create a link in HTML, we have to use a tag called as anchor tag. We have to use a tag called as anchor tag, which is specified by A. And this particular anchor tag consists of 3 sessions. The first session will be the address of the referenced document. That is, whenever we make a click on a link, what is to be opened, that should be represented in the first session. In the second session, we have to display some text. So that particular text will act as a link. So we have to give some text. So the text will be the second session of anchor tag. And the third session is the closing tag. And then, so this particular anchor tag consists of multiple number of attributes. Among all those attributes, there is one attribute which is very, very important for anchor tag. The name of the attribute is href, hyperlink reference. So for this H reference only, we will provide the address of the referenced document. So whenever an user click on a link, what should be opened? So that particular path should be given for this H reference variable. And the name, it is used to create links in the web pages. So in the last class, I don't explain, I don't show an example regarding the name. I will show the example regarding the name attribute when we start the lab cycle. And then target. So this particular target attribute is used for multiple purposes. For example, when we give underscore self means the target link will be opened in the same window. So you can see the options for the target. Here there are 4 options for the target. When we give underscore self means it will opens the target document in the same window or the tab. When we give underscore blank means that particular link will opens the target document in a separate window or a separate tab. And then parent, it will open the document in the parent frame. And then top, it will open the document in the full body of the window. So this is how this target attribute will work. So for target attribute, we can provide any one of these 4 values: underscore self, underscore blank, underscore parent, underscore top. Among all these 4, underscore self is the default value. Whether we provide it or not, it will be by default, it will be assigned for the target attribute. So, and then if we create a link on a web page, that particular link will be underlined and it will be in the blue color. Initially the link will be underlined and it will be in the blue color. It means it is a link which was never visited. So an unvisited link will be underlined and it will be in blue color. So when we make a click on that particular link, at the time the link will be an active state. So whenever the link is in active state, it will be in the red color. We have already seen in the last class. Initially the link is in blue color. So when we make a click on the link just turned into red color and then immediately it turns into purple color. So purple color means when a purple color defines that the link was already visited. So if the link is underlined and if it is in blue color, it means the link was never visited. If the link is underlined and it is in purple color, it means the link was already visited. If the link is in red color and with underline, it means the link is inactive. So this is what we have seen in the last class. Yes, we have already seen an example also. Now, and in today's class, we are going to work on how to insert images into web pages by using HTML. So we all know that HTML consists of multiple number of elements. Among all those elements, each and every element have certain purpose. Let us consider few of elements. Let us consider paragraph element. So this paragraph element is used to display the text as a paragraph on the web page. Let us consider mark element. This mark element is used to highlight some text on the web page. Let us consider bold, that is a B element. This bold element is used to bold some text on the web page. So this is how each and every element of HTML is having certain purpose. Similarly, there is one element in HTML which is used to insert images into web pages. And the name of the element which is used to insert images is called as image tag. And this image tag is defined by IMG. And then let us look at the first point of the slide. Images can be used to easily understand and easily understand the most complex aspects in the web page. So these images are used in order to understand the most complex aspects in a web page. So in a web page, if there are any most complex aspects, for example, we have given some details. If the details are presented in a tabular format, it means most of the people cannot remember all the details of that particular table. If the same table is converted into a pie chart or a bar graph or a line graph, etc., and that particular image which consists of the line graph or bar graph or a pie chart is displayed on the web page, that means many of the people can easily understand and easily remember that particular image. So these images are used to display some complex aspects on a web page. So if there are some complex aspects which we want to display on the web page, so instead of displaying the complex aspects in any other manner, we just convert all these aspects into an image and we display that particular image on that web page, so that whenever an user sees that particular image, he or she can easily understand the complex aspects. So that is the first important point under this image tag. So images can be used to easily understand the most complex aspects in the web page. So let us look at the second one. So as I said earlier, so this element which is used to insert images into web page is called as an image tag, and this image tag is described by IMG. So IMG tag is used to embed an image in a web page. So if we want to embed an image into a web page, we have to use this IMG tag. So there are multiple number of attributes for this IMG tag, which we will discuss later. First one. So let us look at the attributes also. They are represented here. So this is the syntax of IMG. The tag name is IMG, and it consists of the following attributes. The name of the first attribute is SRC, which means source. So if we want to insert an image into a web page, we are going to use IMG tag. And so IMG tag will insert some image into web page. No problem with that. So what is the image we want to insert in the web page, that should be given as a value to the source attribute. We all know that each and every attribute contains name and value. We have already seen this in the first session. In the first session, while we are explaining about the elements of HTML and then attributes of HTML, each and every attribute consists of two parts. We have already studied and we have already seen in one slide. Each and every attribute consists of two parts: name of the attribute and value of the attribute. Here, for image tag, that is img tag, the name of the attribute is src and the value of the attribute will be URL. URL means what is the image you want to display on the screen. So the complete path of that particular image should be represented as a value to the source attribute. So I will show in the example. So just remember, source is an attribute. For that attribute, we have to provide one value, and the value which is to be provided for the source attribute is called as the URL of an image or the complete path of an image. And next one. So height attribute. This height attribute specifies the image may be of the image may be at what height or width, we don't it does not matter. What is the height of the image do you want in our web page? Do you want the height of that image should be in 50 pixels, or do you want the height of the image should be in your web page as 100 pixels, or do you want the height of the image on your web page with 200 pixels? You have to provide some height. For example, it is not mandated to provide height and width. If we provide height and width, then that image will be inserted into our web page with the specified height and width. If we don't provide height and width, then the image will be embedded into our web page with some default values. So the default values depends upon the type of the browser and the type of the image what we are going to insert into our web page. So here, height and width are the two attributes. They are not mandate attributes, they are optional attributes. If we want, we can provide certain height and width. If we don't want, we can just leave them without mentioning while using the tag. So here, so height and width. After the height and width attribute, there is one more attribute called as align attribute. Align. So we all know there are different types of alignments: left alignment, right alignment, top alignment, and middle alignment, and bottom alignment, etc. So by default, the image will be aligned at left of the web page. Left is default. Whether we provide it or not, the image will be aligned at left of the web page. There is no problem with that. So if we want a particular image to be displayed on the right side of my web page, then we have to provide align equal to right. If we want to display a particular image in the middle of our web page, then we have to provide align equal to middle. And if we want to display the same image on the top of the web page, then we have to provide align equal to top. So this is how we can specify the position of the image on our web page. We can position it on the left or right or top or middle. So by default, if we don't use this align attribute while writing the image tag, means that particular image will be assigned at left of the web page. And then alternative, ALT. So this ALT attribute stands for alternative. So for this alternative, we have to provide any string. It may be your name, or it may be your branch name, or it may be your college name, or it may be your mother name, whatever it may be. We have to provide some string. That string may contain numbers, digits, capital letters, anything it may contain other than these elements of HTML. I think sometimes there will be no problem when we use even the elements of HTML also as a string. So let us look at the use of this particular ALT attribute. So this ALT attribute, we will give certain string for this ALT attribute. When will this ALT attribute work? In the sense, when we can't open an image on a web page, then this alternative message will be displayed on the web page. For example, in the source, we have given to open our college photo, the path of the college photo. So when we make a when we open a web page, our college photo will be displayed on the web page. So in case if there is no access permission for that particular photo, even we write the path of the photo, the path of the image, or the path of the image for source attribute. If there is no access permission for that particular photo, at the time the web page cannot display that particular image. At the time, web page will display the message which was given to the alternate attribute. So if the web page can display an image, it will display that particular image with some specified height and width and some alignment. If a web page cannot display that particular image because of some reasons, the reasons may be permission reasons, the reasons may be mismatching of that image to the web page, and the reasons may be any one of the reason, no problem. So if the web page cannot display a particular image, then the message which was given to the alternative will be displayed on the web page. So this is the complete information of image tag. Okay, so let us rewind the points what we have seen so far. So images can be used to easily understand the most complex aspects in the web page. So if there are some values, most of the users cannot understand, they may understand, but they cannot remember, and they cannot remember all these points at a time. So if we convert all those points into a bar by pie chart or a bar chart or any line chart or a graph, so most of the people can easily understand, and most of the people can easily remember all those things. So this is the concept behind image. So if we want to insert images into our web page, then we have to use a tag called as img tag. So this img tag consists of the following attributes. So the attributes which are used for which are there for this img tag are src, which means source, height, width, align, alt, which means alternative. So what is the image do you want to open on the web page? So the path of that particular image should be given to source attribute. What is the height of the image do you expect on the web page? So the height of the image should be given to height attribute. What is the width of the image are you expecting that should be on the web page? So the value should be given to the width. And then where do you want to put your image on the web page? Whether you want to put the image on the left side of the web page, or you want to put the image on the right side of the web page, or on the top of the web page, or in the middle of the web page, that should be given to the align attribute. And then if the web browser cannot display the image you are specified because of any reason, because of access denied, or because of the particular browser cannot display some type of images, so in such cases, the message which was given to the alternative will be displayed on the web page. So this is how we can insert any image on a web page. So let us see one example. Let us see one example of how to insert images into web pages. Okay, so let us move into the edit place. Sorry, list. Let us see the list later. Let us move into the edit place. 1 second. Yeah. So this is the work what we have done in the last class. This is the work what we have done in the last class. So let us remove this anchor tag and paragraph tag. Let us remove this anchor tag. Let us keep this paragraph tag, no problem. So let us change the paragraph as my college photo. My college photo. So here I am going to insert. Here I am going to insert an image of our college. So let us see the program from the first line. So all the HTML program should contain this HTML tag, and if you want to give any additional information, that should be given in the head tag. So head tag may contain the title. So here our title is images in HTML. So today we are going to work on how to insert images in HTML, and then we have closed the title tag and then head tag. So the actual information what is to be displayed should be given in between the body tags. So here in the body tag, today we want to display an image. We want to display an image, and we want to display some paragraph called as my college photo. So the my college photo will be there, and at the bottom of the my college photo paragraph, there will be an image of our college. So we have already seen in the PowerPoint presentation that if we want to insert images into web pages, we have to use a tag called as image tag, right? Simply by using image tag, it will never display an image on the web page. So that image tag should be added with an attribute called as SRC. I already said that SRC means source attribute. For this source attribute, we have to provide some value. What we have to provide in the sense, we have to provide the complete path of the image, what we want to display on the web page. So here, within the quotations, within the double quotes, we have to provide the complete path of the image, what we need to be displayed on the web page. So let us look at any one of the image in the, let us look at any one of the image, and let us consider any one image. Let us move here. So there is one image called as M2679. So the name of the image, let us look at the image. Now I want to display this particular image. Okay, I want to display this particular image on a web page. Okay, so now just make a right click on that image. In the bottom you can see properties. Click on the properties. So you will get the path of the image. So the image was located at D drive, and the name of the image is IMG, capital IMG underscore 2679. It is the name of the image, and it is the location of the image, and then we have to provide the type of the image also. Here you can see the type of the image is .jpg, right? So just add all these things to the source. So I'm just copied the location and just pasted the location. That is, the location is D drive. In the D drive, my image name is IMG. Sorry, it is capital IMG underscore 1 second. Image name is, you can see here, 2679. So IMG underscore 2679, and the type of the image is .jpg. This is the type of the image. Don't forget, here we have to provide slash. It means that we are going to close this particular tag. Sorry, before closing the tag. So along with SRC, let us provide one more, what we call it as one more attribute, that is the alternative attribute. Here in the alternative attribute, I am going to write one text called as we cannot display. We cannot display. I'm going to write some alternative text. So if the web browser is capable of displaying the image, it will display this particular image on the web page. If the web page cannot display the image, then it will display this message on the web page. Okay, so here I'm going to close this one. Sorry. Yeah. So next one. So let us look at whether this particular code will display an image on the web page or not. Okay. So this program, as we know that it is already, we have written links, the program related to links in the last session. So it is already saved with the name links.html. So there is no need to give the name, just save the page, save the program. And now where it was saved, one second. Yeah, it was saved at C users win documents. So it was saved in documents with the name links.html. So quickly move to the documents. So let us move to the documents. Let's close all these things. Yeah. Let us move to the documents. Here the documents is there. And under the documents, the name of the file is links.html. And here it is. Yeah. The name of the program is links, and it is a HTML document. So in order to see the output of this particular code, what we have written in the edit place, just double click this one. Okay, just double click this one. Yeah. So this particular code, what we have written is displayed the image, which was under the name 2679. But the image which was displayed on the web page is somewhat bigger than the web page. That is why we, if we want to see the entire image, we need to scroll top to down and left to right. So we have already seen a couple of options. Okay, close the, let us minimize this one. So we have already seen a couple of options. Let us see the PPT again. Couple of options. Here we can see height equal to some pixels and width equal to some pixels. So let us try these two things in order to reduce the size of the image which is displayed on the web page. So minimize this one. So let us use these two things. For example, I want to display the image with the width of 100, and then I want to display the image with the height of 100. Okay, I want to display the image with width and height 100. Now again, we have to save the code and then make a refresh in order to see the next output. So if you make a refresh on the web page, the changes have been applied to the web page. So you can observe the large image which was just compressed into 100 height and 100 width. So this is how we can change the size of the image on the web page. So let us improve the size somewhat. Let us change the size with 400 and some 300. Save the code. And now refresh. Yeah. So now the height is what we have given height. Height is 400. Now the height of the image is 400 and the width of the image is 300. So this is how we can assign, we can insert any of the images on your computer or any of the images on your any other communicating device on the web page by using this img tag. So now let us see what is the use of align attribute in img tag. Align equal to, let us give, if you observe the output, the image is already left aligned. Is the left side of the web page. So it is already left aligned. So let us check with left, save this one, save the code. Now refresh the page. So it is already at the left of the web page. So there is no change. So whether we provide left value to the align attribute or not, by default, an image which was inserted by using the image tag into a web page, that should be aligned at the left side of the web page. Now let us change the alignment. Let us change. Here I am giving the alignment right. And again, I am saving this code. And then I want to see the output. So I am pressing on refresh button. You can see the image was shifted to the right side of the screen because you can see, because we have inserted an image with the 2679. This is the image with the name img underscore 2679, and the width of the image is 400. So the width is 400 and the height is 300. And we have given alignment equal to right. So the image was shifted towards the right side of the screen. Okay, now let us see what happens if you give something like middle. Now save the code and now refresh. One second. Even if you give middle also, the image was not changing. I will look at this one later and I will show in the next classes. I don't know why it is, why the image is still in the left side. One second, maybe. Okay, the image is still in the left side of the page. Okay, I will check it. I will check this middle option later, and I will explain it in the later. So let us check the next option, top. Save the code. Now refresh. Even if you apply the top option also, it is on the left side only because it is the top side of the screen. I think so. Don't worry. I will check this middle option and the top option for the alignment attribute, and I will let you know in the next classes. So let us verify when this particular alternative attribute will work. So let us change the name of the image. Okay, so I want to display an image with the 2680.jpg. So that image was located in the D drive. So let us check whether this 2680 image exists or not. And this is the D drive. So there is no 2680 image in the D drive. We are already in the D drive, and there is no image with the name 2680. Okay, now let us see what happens if we provide a wrong path. Save the code. Now refresh. So here we got a message called as we cannot display. We cannot display. Why this particular message has been displayed in the sense, here we have provided alternative equal to we can't display. So we can, so in case if the image tag is able to display this particular image, it will display that particular image. If the image tag is failed to display this particular image in case of the wrong path name or the wrong image name or any permissions denied, in such cases, it will display the message which was represented in the alternative tab. Yeah, I think now everything is clear for all the people. Okay, so if we want to insert images into web page, we use img tag. This particular img tag consists of multiple number of attributes. So those attributes are called as source attribute. So we have to provide the path of the image, what we want to be opened on the web page, and then width of the image. So what is the expected width of the image on the web page, and what is the expected height of the image on the web page. At the same time, where do you want to keep the image on the web page, whether you want to keep the image on the left side of the web page or the right side of the web page, and the two options. And then what is the alternative message do you want to display on the web page in case if the image tag failed to load the window on the web page. So this is all we have seen in the examples. So let us try to insert one more image. Let us try to insert one more image, and then we can shift to the next concept. Okay. So let us see, let us consider one more image from other drives. Yeah. So there are multiple number of images here. Yeah, let us consider this particular image. The name of the image is img underscore 0595. So let us see the path of the image. So the path of the image is this one. So I'm just copying the path of the image. Just remember this one, img underscore 0595, and the type of this image is JPG. So img underscore 0595. So let us paste this particular path here. So the name of the image is img underscore 0595 dot jpg. The type of the file is jpg. So now let us look at whether this program can display that image or not. Save the program, and now observe the output of this program by pressing the refresh button. So you can see the particular image was inserted with 400 width and 300 height, because we have provided width equal to 400 and height equal to 300. Yeah, and at the same time we can also insert a few more images. Let us copy the entire code and just paste the code. Okay, now let us consider one more image from that particular drive, because the path is already given. Or let us consider this one. In D we have img underscore 2679. In D drive we have img underscore 2679, and this particular image was located in D drive. Which was located in D drive. So let us see what happens if we insert a couple of images on a web page. So save the code, okay, and then just change the alignment. Keep the alignment equal to left, and here keep the alignment equal to right, so that these two images will be displayed at two different locations of the web page. So save the code, and then refresh the web page. So you can observe both the images are displayed at two different locations. So let us look at what will happen if we provide, or if we just leave this align attribute. So we all know that if we leave this align attribute, by default, the image should be inserted at the left part of the screen. That is, the image should be aligned left. So let us look at and make a refresh. So you can observe both the images are displayed side by side. So that is, so here the code is, first we inserted an image with the name img0595, and this is the image with the name img0595. So it is already aligned left. So the second image which was inserted is not overlapping with the first image. It was inserted after the first image. So some space is occupied by the first image, and the next image which was inserted into web page, and the remaining space is occupied by the next image. So if we insert one more image, means that particular image will be inserted at this particular area with the given height and width. So this is how we can insert images into web pages. I think everything is clear for all the viewers. So with this, I'm going to close today's session. with this, I am going to close today's session, and I'm very much thank you to one and all. And if you have any queries regarding today's session, you can just comment in the comment box, and or you can text me. I will answer. So, and thank you very much. And we will meet in the next class. And in the next class, we can see how to create list in HTML. And thank you one and all, and thanks a lot.